Hey, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books. It's the OndeckTV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me.
They not.
What is your social media so nobody can follow your ass?
I am Spike Lou on the same social media sites.
Absolutely, man. Producer Mxtra was good.
It's your boy Mxtra Spillage, MXTRA3 on all things social media. You know how it goes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God.
We got a special guest in the building with us. Shout out to our guy. This is second time around.
The first time y'all seen it, though.
Yeah. The first time y'all didn't get to hear that. Y'all missed out on a good one, but that's okay. We're here for the repeat.
Yeah.
We got our guy, former A&R, DJ at one point in time, briefly. Now he running things over at Spinrilla.
Yeah.
All right, we got our guy Oatmeal in the building. What's good, sir?
What cracking? Yeah.
You gonna sit in on some of these topics, man?
Let's talk about it.
Oh, shit. It's about to
Yeah.
get interesting.
What's good, Fi?
What's up, though, Noop? My boy got them braces there.
He got the grill in.
Come on, T gonna be extra straight. On God, damn. On God.
Man, before we hop into this busy ass week in hip hop, Lou, what you have on deck for the weekend?
Man, let me tell you something. First of all, Succession is the best show on TV.
You gassing
Bottom
it.
line, hands down on HBO. Secondly, Popeyes just can't keep shit right, man. We came over here, we talked about them sandwiches last week, right?
Fire.
I went twice and they was fucking sold out of chicken sandwiches this week. How? All you gotta do is throw some tenders on there, dude. If they ain't got the filet, yeah, just throw the tenders on there.
No, you can't half step it.
You got to. You can't be sold out though.
This was God telling you ain't need
Twice,
it.
twice.
Yeah, man.
Like how the whole chain of Popeyes gonna be hood?
You went to every one of them?
I went to two different ones. Two different ones shouldn't have been sold. That was 2 different days. I ain't that fat now. But it was 2 different days.
went on
It
the
makes
end
it even worse.
On the end of the day?
It don't matter.
Yeah.
They should have had the goddamn chicken.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A ain't never run out of chicken.
That's a fact. That's the one edge they got.
Pigeons.
You done had the Popeyes?
Nah, I swear. Look, though,
Pigeons.
a hood dude came to me one day because he was up under the bridge. Y'all know in Atlanta,
Yeah.
the bridge is pigeons.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And he was like, yo, he was 30-something. And he was like, bro, the pigeons are starting to be like lesser and less. If that
Chick-fil-A
word.
killing them, all of them.
I think Popeyes got the pigeons, bro.
I wouldn't put it past
A bird is a bird.
Bruh, no, it's not.
It all tastes like chicken at the end of the day.
It
That's what they
does not
say.
taste like
You
a
know he
chicken,
don't
sir.
eat meat, though.
Easy.
That's why he's saying
Who
that. He
don't?
only agreeing with
Nah,
you.
I
He
don't
don't
eat
eat
meat.
meat.
Come on, no let. Hey, what?
That's why his legs look like
Let me
that, because
ask
he don't
y'all
eat
a
meat.
question. Why everybody a little chubby don't eat meat though? His calf muscle strong as a mug. His upper body just said, forget it though.
That nigga said, forget it. That's funny than a motherfucker.
Hey, man,
Was you
stupid,
working on your
man.
legs this weekend?
Oh, shit. Absolutely
His
not.
calf muscle is
I'm a
so
skinny nigga in a
strong.
fat nigga body.
Plus he
Everybody know
sound
that.
like he suck his thumb all day.
Damn, you hit that on the nail.
Oh, my God.
Definitely you suck his
That's
thumb.
my brother right now.
absolutely.
Only I can say
Definitely.
that. You gonna get beat up. You say that around me. Though,
Animal
for
Brown
real,
sucked his
though.
thumb until college.
Yeah, we
That's
keep
a
a
fact.
strap on
You
us.
sucked your thumb
Until
into
fingers.
college.
Fingers.
College.
Yes.
So I
College.
wasn't tripping.
You
Not
wasn't
at
tripping.
all. You spot on.
You wasn't tripping.
You spot on.
You
Wow.
got
Talk
6
about it.
cents. You got 6 cents in here.
Let's talk about it.
Enough
Okay.
about me, though, goddamn
I
it.
can't believe you just admitted
His
that.
face when you said that.
He always look like that, though.
So
I can't
surprised.
believe that.
What you have on deck for the weekend, sir?
Shit. It was my birthday weekend this past weekend. So I had a lot of things on deck. I had a lot of friends in town, people in town. Shout out to CC. Shout out to Bird, Weezy, Lil Brandon, everybody, man. Appreciate y'all.
Shout out my
It was
guy,
fun.
Bird,
Paul,
man.
Pat, everybody.
Everybody but me, man. What my invite at?
Y'all get 2
I
cakes or
invited
one.
y'all on the show.
You and your brother get 2
Wise.
cakes or one.
We get 2.
2 cakes. That's
Y'all share it?
That's rich nigga shit right there.
We don't share.
2 cakes, nigga. We don't need 1 cake. We get 2 cakes. We gonna waste 2 cakes, nigga.
All right.
Yeah, shout out to Piece of Cake, the best strawberry cake.
Oh,
in
that
the
shit
world.
fire right there.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right, man.
Shout out to South City Kitchen too, by the way.
Anything else?
Any more
Oh,
shout
and,
outs?
I went
Anybody
to
else
KR
pay you
Steak
to get on
Bar,
the show?
too. Yeah, that was fire.
We good. All right, man. Let's keep it moving. Now we got some rap shit to talk about. First things first, Freddie Gibbs. Now, after a week,
Gibbs talk.
a week after Jay-Z announced the partnership with the NFL, the hot takes have been flying in from all over the place. But the hottest take comes courtesy of Gary artist Freddie Gibbs. He said, and I quote, "I'm riding with Jay-Z straight up. Fuck Colin Kaepernick. All y'all niggas marched for Cap, and he took a settlement and didn't tell y'all what he got or nothing. He settled, so let it go. Y'all hating on Jay for trying to own something in the NFL. Y'all niggas some crabs." Was Gibbs out of line?
Gibbs 100% is out of line. And the nigga, I used to think the nigga was smarter than this, but he's falling into the trap that everybody else in his generation doing, and he's talking for headlines. He doing this for clicks and clickbait. Freddie Gibbs want to be recognized as the #1 rapper. I seen B-Dot putting that shit out there. Oh, Freddie Gibbs the best rapper alive. You know who cares? Nobody. Unless he say fuck Kaep. Now nobody saying fuck Kaep. Freddie Gibbs want to be the nigga that's, oh, let me talk to TMZ. Oh, fuck Kaepernick. Jay-Z give me a job. Like he out here praying for crumbs.
Oh,
and it's never gonna happen. You out here praying for crumbs, bro. Jay-Z don't even know you said fuck Kaep.
Oh my God.
But I guarantee you Kaep hear it.
Yeah.
So he burning more bridges
Kaep
than I feel like he create. He light skinned motherfucker.
Yeah,
But he'll whoop Freddie Gibbs ass. Kaep's work out every
You
day.
got
on
Freddie
the
Gibbs
ground.
fucked up.
I'm just telling you, he wouldn't tell.
Bang, bang, bang.
Allegedly.
Kaep
I'm
is
just
out.
letting you know that if
Nah,
he
he
ran
with
into
it.
Kaep, allegedly.
Nah, I like what Freddie said though.
Okay.
Let
Talk
me
about
tell
it.
you, because I was watching Dapper Dan on another show. I don't like the name of the shows, but I'm on an awesome show.
Respect.
So since I'm on this show, you know what I'm saying, I saw another show and he was just saying that you have to get in the inside to
Okay.
make something happen, right?
Yep.
So we ain't got, I see you over here.
I got something for
He
it.
got, hey man, you know, I'm just talking the truth because I know you got your young boy haircut, but we passed our 30s. He gotta let it go. All right, here I go. I just wanted to say something about that.
That's funny.
But I wanted, but at the end of the day, we got to get in there. 'Cause we don't really know what's going on and why they treat us the way we
Right,
treat.
right.
So somebody got to take the L.
Yeah. That's
To
another
go in there to make stuff shake. All right, so I always give people this right here. Like if MLK or Malcolm X didn't go out there to take these, they took a lot of L's
That's a fact.
to do
Right.
what they did for what we're doing now.
Right.
We don't know what we'll be at now. So I think Jay-Z is now taking the L because he
True.
knew what was going to come with this.
Yeah.
He a smart guy. He ain't no billionaire for nothing.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So he knew that it was going to be a risk involved to even do this.
True. He knew he was going to get backlash.
So we can go to the streets with it. Any dope boy will know that, all right, man, look, if I go do this, regardless if I'm sacrificing for my family or friends or just me making money, if I get caught, you know what's gonna happen. It ain't gonna be no slap on the wrist, right?
Right.
It's gonna be like, boy, you stupid. You don't know why you did all that. But when you winning, everybody behind
They
you,
cheering
right?
you.
True.
They cheering you. So when Jay-Z was doing all the cool stuff, everybody want to be Rock Nation, Rock Nation. But once he pulled one move,
Controversial.
yeah, that's controversial. But
That's-
we gotta have somebody gotta take that L to be able to come to us and be like, hey man, this what's been going on. I took the L, but look, this is the reason why they treating her this way.
Okay.
And I'm trying to fight it, but people like my guy with the young haircut,
Yep.
giving me problems. That's
Yeah.
why we can't figure this
I
out,
ain't-
and they keep winning.
No, I ain't got no problem with what Jay doing.
It's
more
all Gibbs.
I'm talking about Gibbs. Like,
Yeah.
if my mama always told me when I was coming up, grown people talk, you let grown people talk.
Facts.
Ain't no need for Freddie Gibbs to speak on this situation and say fuck Kaep and do this. Like, you can't even get in
Yeah,
the
he took it
room,
too
bro.
far for that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah,
can't
that's
even get in
the
the
problem.
room. This man sacrificed his whole career to point out an injustice that didn't have really shit to do with him. Like you said, he light skinned. I ain't gonna get killed by black people. We being honest.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
he took it all.
You need
on,
police.
and he lost his job for it. Ain't been able to get a job since. So to say fuck him, I feel like that's just
Yeah, now and that's we talked about this when we reviewed Freddie Gibbs' album. You said that you believe that Freddie Gibbs was trying to be a superstar. He was trying to make it to that level.
it's part of that ploy.
I said, as a Freddie Gibbs fan from day one, he's not built to be a superstar because he says a lot of shit that a lot of people won't say. You can't be a superstar A-lister and say stuff like this because it's just too controversial. Stir the pot up a little too much, and that's why he got everybody riled up. And to his credit, he don't really care what people think. I do think, look,
Bro, that's
okay,
what
this is
superstars-
clickbait.
That's what sells though. That's what sells now. This is the this is as popular as he can get saying shit like it. Like, this is what Freddie Gibbs gonna have to do. Niggas know he can rap.
For sure.
Nigga been able to rap for 5-6 years. Niggas been calling him a cold ass rapper forever. So now, what do you do to get to the next level?
But my thing is your insinuation that he needs to do this for fame. I don't think
He does, because we're not talking about Freddie Gibbs 3 weeks after this album come out. It
Right,
just
but
happen.
I don't think that he's doing this for fame.
I don't
think
either.
He
It's
just
his
did it because,
personality.
it's his personality. And somebody on his Insta Live, they said something in the comments, and he responded.
True.
And that's just him going off. That's just how he is.
So do we say Freddie Gibbs is an underground rapper?
That's fair. Because he's not signed to a, well, he is signed to a major now.
I mean, he
though.
started underground. I mean, for most people, he's not a commercial artist
he's a
per se.
star.
He's not a radio
He
artist.
middle of the he like middle of the road.
Internet.
So if you're an artist, let's just put all four of us in this realm
Alright.
as to be a superstar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody called you a underground rapper,
Right.
Do you take offense of it?
You should.
So what is an underground rapper?
Somebody who's big on the
with less
internet, not on the
popularity.
big on the radio though. That's how I look at
But
it.
what is the goal?
Success.
I said this when we were talking about Freddie Gibbs, and I said that he wanted to be success, and y'all said that he was cool with where he was with his fans.
No, what I'm saying is sometimes you have
I brought up
artists.
that same point that you bring
I'm a
up.
counterpoint. Sometimes your artists, I take Run the Jewels as a perfect example. They have their niche audience, and they know they're not going to be commercials on Sprite commercials and Coca-Cola, but they're content with their audience, and their audience is making them millions.
But-
They're touring. Currency the same way. They know they're not going to be a Drake, and Freddie Gibbs will never be Drake Cole.
But that's
He doesn't have to be.
With Run the Jewels, that's Killer Mike's secondary hustle. I just seen him on Bill Maher Friday, and his name is Michael Redner now. And it didn't say rapper.
Render.
It said Render, excuse me. It said host of, what's the name of the show?
That doesn't mean
Trigger
anything.
warning.
It means that's his secondary hustle. So you can call him an underground rapper.
Yeah.
As to where Gibbs is not in that stage of his career.
Well, he's doing more
Gibbs
shit.
is still trying to be on the incline. Killer Mike is on a... I'm right here. It don't matter if y'all know I rap or not. Y'all gonna see me on Netflix. Y'all gonna see me on Bill Maher. Gibbs don't got those platforms, so he gotta say crazy shit.
But I mean, that's Killer Mike individually. But Run the Jewels, unless you pay attention to hip hop, they're not commercially known.
Right?
I think Killer Mike has figured it out.
Yeah,
I think he's like, I am older now. Yeah. And rapping might not. Okay, he still can rap. We know that. He got bars.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah.
But for the younger generation, and when you say, you know, Migos and Pee Wee Longway, and you might can say a YFN, Lucci, anybody else, I don't think, and not saying that they don't have bars, they definitely have bars, but they have bars for their generation.
Yeah.
So I think Killer Mike has came to a whole nother level, as in, you know what, forget the rap. Let me just talk more about, you know, helping the youth.
Right.
That's going to come up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like what Killer Mike doing.
Yeah, no,
and,
for sure.
And to bring him up, I feel like that he got a fan base that's gonna follow him wherever. Freddie Gibbs is still trying to establish that fan base, and he trying to do that by saying shit like this about Cap. People that's gonna ride for him, ride or die. Niggas is saying he's the best rapper in the world when he's clearly not.
I mean, some people.
Those are Freddie Gibbs fans.
B-Dot said he was the best
This
rapper
nigga
in the
defended
world.
Freddie Gibbs in our group chat
I mean,
for 2 hours
but
today.
Can you, but like,
really
what about what do we say about a Currency or like those type of guys? Like they all dope. Like I feel like
very rap.
I don't want to say like it's like now it's so many rappers now that it's hard to say who's the best rapper.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even
it's deep.
call. I would say Currency's on a higher tier than Gibbs.
That's not true.
This definitely true.
Same level.
I
Ain't the
ain't
same
talking
level.
about Big Crit.
Y'all just talking
Same
about
level.
What about Big Crit?
Same level.
So are they
Nah.
all in the
Crit
same?
is bigger than Gibbs and Currency.
No,
I think so.
absolutely not. Currency did what Crit and Gibbs is trying to do 10 years ago.
No, commercially, Crit was
10 years ago,
bigger.
Currency was commercial with Young Money.
Remember he had that
Barely.
one radio
Yeah,
song.
10 years ago,
He
with
went
Young
radio
Money, bro.
for that. He went radio and
And they had that
little
Wop
smash.
Wop.
Better catch
That
my
didn't work,
girl
though.
legs open. Better
They didn't work,
smash
though.
that.
I ain't saying it worked. I'm saying that Big Crit has been there and it hasn't worked. Freddie Gibbs ain't even got the chance to be big yet. He's still trying.
Remember he was
I think
beefing with
Currency's
the whole,
a much
the whole
bigger star.
Jeezy thing.
Yeah.
He don't want
Yeah.
that problem.
Which one of those
Still
problems?
trying to Jeezy beef. Jeezy ain't nigga howling at the moon.
Bro, are you crazy?
Yes.
Have you found it
I
odd
am.
that why Jeezy hasn't responded? Because Jeezy knows
Cause he
what was
howling
up.
at the moon. Why would Jeezy respond to Freddie? Why would Jeezy respond to a nigga saying fuck Cap?
No.
What do I got to talk to a nigga that
now
don't
you
even
just- now you
understand
just
what's
pick-
going on?
Now you
This
pulling
nigga ain't
Mayweather.
even on
We
my
need
level.
the
God, this
content.
nigga
I
ain't
love
even on
it.
level. I can't
We
even have
can't,
a
we
conversation.
can't agree on everything.
This the nigga that's beefing with me, the nigga saying fuck Cap. Yeah, if I'm Jeezy, I'm going to respond to that.
You're pot shotting right now because that has nothing to do with it.
To be
I don't know
fair
what that
though,
mean.
I agree with what Gibbs said. He just poured the extra sauce on it.
Yeah,
he just poured a little extra too much sauce on it. What Gibbs was saying was, in my opinion, legit. But I don't like how he split, making people choose though. Like that's
What he
lame,
saying legit?
though.
What forget Cap?
No, I'm saying up until that point when he said Cap took the settlement.
Right.
And he like let it go at that point. Like stop. I don't give a fuck how many workout videos a nigga putting up. He hasn't said anything. You don't want to know the quietest nigga in all this is Cap. That nigga ain't said
talked to Jay,
nothing.
But you know they
Him
got
and
a.
Jay talked,
Well, I don't know what
and
it is.
apparently
The
they
NA.
disagreed.
What is it called? What you can't talk
Oh,
about?
non-disclosure.
Yeah,
He
so
signed
I
an NDA, Cap
really,
did.
yeah, you damn.
That's true. That's a good
Definitely
point.
did. Yeah.
But you gotta understand though, like he was at a point. Cap was at a point. We can go something else after this.
For sure.
Cap was at a point where they was talking about him going to the Super Bowl the next year. And he got on the knee.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you kind of like, whoa, you on the knee, boy. You know what money you was finna make the next year?
Yeah.
Like if I was any part of his family, I'd be like, hey pimp, we gonna have to thug this one on out.
A lot of people,
Let's get this check first, then we gonna do that.
yeah, and a lot of people realize this whole situation with Jay-Z and Cap. Cap had another year on his contract. He chose to go into free agency.
He was gonna get
Draft
cut.
Saints.
He's gonna get cut.
Well, we don't know that.
No, they told him they did him a solid and told him he was gonna get cut so he could be.
That's on the record.
Yeah, so he could leave early and work out for the team.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm in this shit.
Yeah. Where you get it from? Pull it up.
That was on you arguing with a light skinned person.
Right, I'm never gonna be right. That's a fact.
And he got curly hair. I don't know though. His hair.
Look that shit up.
No hair.
And he got curly hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. See, you still out here thugging. You got a full haircut.
That nigga funny.
He using a razor. That's the difference.
Daily.
It's a fact.
I get on you. That's the difference.
He
Stupid.
left me hanging, didn't he?
All right, man. Let's keep it moving, man.
All right, my man.
I had to get you back.
That's thugging. All right.
Man, let's move on, man. Next topic. Thug, Lucci. Young Thug dropped his long-awaited J. Cole executive-produced So Much Fun album.
Hasn't been confirmed, though.
To pretty good reviews online, but not everyone is feeling the project. Now, YFN Lucci took to his IG stories to trash the album, and he even brought up a 2016 arrest of thugs at Lenox Square Mall. Thug clapped back on IG saying, quote, "If I ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, I would have been killed you." End quote. Their on again, off again beef goes back as far as 2017. Is it time for someone to intervene?
Nah, man, it's rap cap. Like I'm not saying that these guys don't like each other. I ain't saying that they ain't got affiliates that might do something to each other, but never in the history of rap have two rappers did anything to each other. It's never happened.
What?
It's never happened. It's never ever happened. As far as what this topic says, as far as it going too far, it's never gonna go too far. These guys know what exactly they have to lose, so they ain't gonna let it take it to the level. They may hate each other, but I feel like both of these got strong enough team around them to where it's never gonna get to that point. They just rap cap.
Now, I understand what you're saying. You're speaking individually for YFN Lucci, himself,
and Young Thug. I ain't talking about the groups. I ain't talking about the niggas that run with Thug. That may spill over into something else, as to other things in rap have happened before.
Right.
But I'm talking about these two specifically, doing it for the gram and going back and forth, trading these jabs. Yeah, they don't like each other. That's cool, and it's entertainment for everybody. But ain't nothing gonna come from it.
I don't think that's what people are worried about, though. Okay. I think it's more the camps and the people. It's always the camps and it's always the people who are surrounding. We all know they specifically have too much going on for themselves, but that's not who is going to be the motherfucker to do something crazy.
Especially, I mean, being here in Atlanta, we can attest to that these camps hate each other.
Right. And it's not that big of a city to where people not running into each other.
They have run into each other before, and it's been problems.
Yeah, so I think if there was a time, because, look, when you saying shit like that on Instagram, bro, that's real hate, though. And I know what you're saying. This nigga's not physically about to do nothing crazy and do 40 for no reason when he living the lifestyle that he living. But, bro, all it takes is a fan to see that shit and that don't know the difference between the shit.
I don't think it leaves off Instagram nowadays. Like, people look at this as like this day TV shows. You go to Instagram instead of going to cable. You subscribe to all the shit that you want to see. Young Thug know that people want to see him going in on Lucci. Lucci know the same, and I just don't feel like that it's bigger than that. Like when Jeezy and Gucci had that shit going on. As real as that got, and had Gucci having to kill a nigga and
somebody
go to jail.
died.
Gucci had to kill a nigga and go to jail for that. And I feel like it started and really stopped there as far as rap beef, especially in Atlanta. Y'all have seen this before. It's happened down here before with those two. They still don't bang with each other. They hate each other, literally. But since that's happened, since Gucci had to go to jail for that, ain't nothing happened since. And these niggas been coexisting in the same city with more money and more hatred towards each other because he actually killed one of Jeezy homeboys.
Right, but people also intervene in that situation, though.
As they will here before it gets that far.
Well, that was a question. Okay, good.
Yeah, for sure.
We just hope.
Mill, having worked with Lucci previously.
You pull up banging that Young Thug?
No.
Is it time for somebody to intervene, man? We ain't gonna call it intervention.
Crazy. I was with CTE at the time too. So I was there when the whole CTE, like the Jeezy and Gucci thing was going on. And I remember being in the studio and leaving that night and being in there when the studio got shot up. You know what I'm saying? So I know how that beef was. That beef was real too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I don't necessarily say that. I just think that people did pass on that beef, but I think that they definitely they were going at people's heads at that beef too. Yeah. Luckily, at those times, people didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? So when blood is not shed, it's easy to not say we squashed it, but you just go your way and I'm gonna go mine. But with the Thugger and Lucci beef, I can't speak on it too much because I know a lot about it, but they'll never be cool. It'll be impossible. But since they are putting on Instagram, it's too hard to do anything because
you incriminated yourself.
Right? Because Boosie already said it. Like he was trying to indict me because of the lyrics I was using. So now you putting on. Back then, it wasn't no. Maybe Facebook,
right.
maybe. Right. So they just they playing my lyrics in the courtroom and saying this is why I'm locking you up because of what you said.
Right.
So now we going to now these people are filming or
themselves
filming threats or
or
I'm gonna kill him. So anything will ever happen to any of them, who you think they're gonna go to first?
Of course, yeah.
So it wouldn't be smart, but I've worked with I'm rocking with, I'm always gonna be TIG. I'm always wide fan. So at the end of the day, I can't speak too much about it, but that's definitely a real beef.
Look, but I'm gonna get y'all. Let me ask you this: how the beef start? Do you know? I heard it was some old Atlanta shit, like between not even them, but like more so like they.
Yeah, man.
Old heads or some shit.
Yeah, something like that, man. Just know that
so I was on track for
the beef started by something crazy that happened, man, and like.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very, very sensitive. Definitely come to my guys on the TIG or wide fan side. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that they ain't gonna never forget. And they don't really play about that right now. So that's why sometimes when I do see it, I do be like, man, I wish this could never happen because I can definitely see a lot of money being made because Atlanta is known for collaborating. But with this going on right now, it's gonna be too hard because outside of them, you gotta think about the guys who protect them.
Yep,
they ain't going
right. That's
the ones you need to worry about.
They don't never. Those two guys probably they definitely don't see eye to eye, but the ones who behind them. Now I'm not saying that Lucci or Thugger them will never pull no trigger or nothing like that. Those guys behind them ain't playing with nobody.
Yeah,
and things have happened that the news or the media probably didn't catch that already blood has been shed. Yeah. So it can't be we gonna dap this out. Yeah.
Who would they listen to though? Is there anybody that could be like, hey y'all? Like,
I don't think they could listen to anybody, but I think that while their careers and they making money, I feel like they'll be able to continue to keep making money. But I just don't want them to run into each other. Right. Because Atlanta is small, and they probably have plenty of chances, you know what I'm saying? But, and then you got to think, though, on both sides, the people are depending on them to live.
To eat, yeah.
So any wrong or false move and somebody go to... There's going to be a lot of pissed off folk.
Yeah.
Because they like, bro.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
great
and
point.
then you're going to end up being, why you stupid? You knew there was why. That'd be the funny thing about this music industry when it comes down to this gangster stuff. Because as soon as somebody do something, you're stupid now. But then as soon as you don't do nothing, you weak.
Yep.
Or you scary. And they put the pressures on the artist because they have, you come in portraying some. One thing about Lucci, and I don't know too much on the Thugger side, but the reason he always say, I don't gang bang because he's seen gangs kill each other, and they like, dang, I thought we was family. So that's why he take family so serious.
That's real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's why that might be why Thugger said what he said. I see what you do with your family.
Yeah.
The one thing about Lucci that I do know personally, he don't play about nobody in his circle. Anything he called his family, he dead serious.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We need some type of sit down. Don't nobody want to see it go to that shit, man. I ain't got time for that. Ain't no money in beef.
Nah, but these guys young and they different. They mindset different.
Yeah. That is true.
That's true. I'm old and washed. I'm looking at it completely different.
Yeah, me personally, I'm too old.
That's what I'm saying.
For somebody to tell me 20, 30 years.
Right.
I'm actually going to cry.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I know how old I'm going to be when I get out.
Shit.
Yeah, like Nipsey made a good point.
Sebastian Telfair cried at them 3 years.
Man.
Done.
Yeah, Nipsey made a good point on that DJ Mustard album, like how we handle being disrespected.
Disagreements.
We have to change the course of that. And that's what it is. That's how it started. Then more things happen because it's serious. But how we handle it being disrespected. I remember T.I. used to love T.I. for this, but then as I got older, it really doesn't make sense. It's like, I don't know what you do for your respect, but I'm going to die for mine. I'm not going to die for mine. I'm just going to be disrespected that day, and I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
This is how it is. I might address it, but we don't have to die about it.
Yeah.
I understand the mindset. Man, before we get to this music break, let's keep it Atlanta. Let's talk Jeezy. His new album, TM 104, The Legend of the Snowman, drops this Friday.
Yes, sir.
And the rapper says it's his last album before retiring. Now, after 9 major label albums from the Snowman, how will his legacy be remembered in hip-hop? And keep it real, are you looking forward to the album?
I'm going to the concert when it starts.
Oh,
Excuse
my
me,
God.
when it comes to 20-something the next month.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to the album. I'm a Snowman fan. As far as how he'll be remembered, if you go back and look at it, I think history will remember him very fondly.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
started the trap rap. He gave niggas that couldn't rap a lane. The niggas that was talking like he was talking, not giving you different perspectives like T.I. did with trap music. T.I. gave you the perspective of a dope boy in the trap. Everything that he dealt with emotions from his girl to raising his kids, all the different shit that you went through. Jeezy was flat out talking about selling dope. I'm here to tell you about selling dope. How successful I was selling dope. How much you like listening to me talk about selling dope. I was here with the big dope dealers in Mxtra like no one has ever done that. And he did that successfully. As his career went on, he got a lot better in rapping. But I just always will remember like him first coming out the gate with that Trapper Die and being played every fucking way. Everybody had the long ass t-shirts on. Everybody thought they was dope boys. Yeah.
Shit.
Like Jeezy.
I'm ready now.
Jeezy made that whole dope boy shit.
To me.
Jeezy made that whole dope boy shit cool. T.I. can have the credit for starting trap music.
Yes,
He wanted
he did.
that's fine.
He
It's
did
perfectly
start it.
fine. I fuck with the king. That's my guy. But if we talking about dope boy music, niggas talking about what Jeezy talked about, making it popular and successful. Jeezy done that.
I ain't gonna do you like that, Mill. Go ahead. How would Jeezy's career be remembered?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you though. I think T.I. lyrically was saying it right as the king, but I don't think people got it.
Until
I think Jeezy dumbed it down.
Yep.
He rapped slow, and he dumbed it down so much you
gotta
just
know what I'm
got
talking
it.
about.
And
Know
but
what
the thing
17.5
about you know what the
mean now.
difference was with Gucci, T.I. and Jeezy, right?
T.I. was a better rapper, but go ahead.
I would disagree with you back because lyrically I think T.I.
that's-
is
yeah.
spitting right, but I think that what Jeezy did, not only did you hear it, you saw it,
Yes.
and you felt it. So everything he said, you saw it if you was of age to see it.
for sure.
I think when Tip was saying it, you heard it, you felt it, but you didn't see it. With Jeezy, when he was talking about Meech them,
Yeah, you saw
and
it.
doing all that, them boys
06,
doing
07.
videos.
they were behind him.
Do you remember when
Man,
Faye was
what?
telling us when Jeezy came up to his studio?
Yeah.
His nigga
I
said
do.
he recorded that Grey Goose verse. He said, man, the goddamn booth was glowing.
Yep.
He said it was no
Ice.
lights on and there's just so much ice this nigga had on. All you just seen is the shit jumping. Like, it's stories like that everywhere from when the nigga got, before he got on, just coming through and just
Man, I
killing
remember
niggas'
being
shit.
at the studio and he'll do a record, and then we'll leave the studio. And I was like an intern then. He'd be like, man, we finna go to Magic City right now and see what this thing rocking like. We'll go to Magic City and they'll play it and Meech them pull up. This when Charges and stuff first came out. And like that then it was like unknown to
Yeah,
have a
what them
Charger.
Yep.
But it'd be like 30 of them things outside. This when the strippers was riding like the dope dealers. And they'll pull up in the Chargers and the Hemis.
Getting bagged.
And man, they in there throwing 40, 50 on a whole new song that ain't even mixed.
Yeah.
And the song, I mean, I just be like,
remember-
you just did it.
I remember coming home from college, and
money
Atlanta was
over
like
here.
a different place. When I 06,
what
I
a
came
good
home, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
is
Bro, you
going
remember
on?
how
BMF
popular we was
BMF Atlanta different from
at
Atlanta.
Tennessee State just for saying, where you from? I'm from Atlanta.
Damn.
You like, you want to come to Atlanta to see this? And you know what I'm saying? And
This
you,
road show.
man, you
Go.
ready to see this
was
money?
crazy.
No, you got $100 to your name. But for them to see this, it was like, oh, you the man. But I seen this like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeezy
no,
was
no.
the deal.
Listen, hip hop, Atlanta Hip Hop Hall of Fame first ballot.
Easy.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Yes.
You think Jeezy is Atlanta hip hop
Hall
So
of
we-
Fame?
Hall of Fame? So we gonna skip.
No, we're not putting him ahead of nobody. We just saying he deserves to be
Listen,
there.
hold on. Let me ask you this: Mount Rushmore.
Oh, you can't.
If it was only 4 spots in the Hall of Fame, and you going
Oh, only
T.I.
4 spots?
Mount
if you going
Rushmore.
T.I., of course.
Oh, my God.
Outkast is a group. They gonna count as one.
Okay.
Then you going Gucci and Jeezy.
Okay, so okay.
Future.
Where you from? Where you from?
I'm from Nashville.
All right, Nashville. Where you from?
Nashville.
Let's say names. Where you from?
Nashville.
Name.
Lou.
Where you from?
Animal Brown from Nashville.
And my guy.
Mxtra from the A.
All right, Oatmeal from Atlanta. So I don't want people to get the voices confused.
Yeah.
So we not gonna say
Yeah.
some of the guys who we were listening to in Atlanta
No
before
doubt.
it got
You gotta talk about
mainstream.
Pastor Troy.
So we not. No, we ain't talking about Kilo G.
Gotcha.
I can't put him above
Jeezy.
T.I. I mean,
But that's like that was the guy that
foundation?
we was listening to. Lyrical, no, he was. But we was dancing back then.
that's true.
So
but,
we can't. So we
Nah,
just gonna
y'all
leave
used to
out
do
Kilo.
some dancing.
He got locked up.
but my criteria is a little different. So I mean, but I feel what you're saying from an Atlanta standpoint. But for me, it's about lyrical ability and impact nationwide. And I think that's what Tip, Future, and Jeezy.
You gotta understand, Outkast had to bring that to us.
I said okay.
Yeah.
So because we gotta remember when
Y'all put
Kilo
Future
G
over
was
Gucci?
rapping.
I put Future
Over Gucci?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you gotta remember when Kilo G was rapping and stuff. We was on bass music.
Yeah.
So they didn't even care about
They
if
didn't care
the
about none
South
of
could
that.
even rap.
Yeah.
So he rapped about
69
what
boys,
we was doing, and you gotta think, what is rap? Rap is about what you see around you,
No
what's
doubt.
going on. And when Kilo G was rapping about people getting killed and drugs, but he was doing it in a dance form because people in Atlanta was dancing.
I done heard
So
of
the
Kilo
only
G.
reason I always bring up Kilo G because I always feel like Kilo get left out because he did get locked up because he was a street guy. And when he got locked up, that's what happened.
T.I. knows people. They mention him. I heard his name before.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Anytime you hear an Atlanta conversation, they always start with him.
Niggas disrespecting Snowman.
Before I get to this,
That's
before we
the
get to
best
this,
concert I ever been to. FYI, his 10-year anniversary.
Which
when he
one?
did Trap or Die
Here we go to
at the
Snowman.
Fox.
he waving that snowman
You want
flag.
picture?
My guy, I do. I definitely do. I
As
need
an
one.
adult, hold on. This how I mess him up. This how I mess him up, twin.
I ain't-
As an
Actually,
adult,
let me pull it up in my phone.
if
Actually,
I bring
got
Jeezy
one.
in, I want you
Oh,
to take
nah,
a
you
picture
bring it. I
with
ain't
him.
doing all that. I already got it in my phone anyway. Now.
You got a picture of him?
Yeah.
What's the caption though?
It ain't no caption.
Did you say
It was
me
like-
and my
it was
boy
like-
Jeezy?
He was
These
like
captions
looking
be
out.
funny. They take a picture with somebody and like they know
Me and my Jeezy.
rolling with my big dog, Young Jeezy.
The big homie.
Bro, you don't need no. So what was the caption?
The big homie.
It wasn't no caption. It
was
was
just like-
it's a personal photo.
It's,
I ain't even posted.
So were you excited?
I wouldn't. And if I
You
was,
took a photo, you was excited.
If I was, I held it in very well. Actually,
my
I didn't
God.
take the photo. He took.
I was there.
Thank
You was
you.
You
excited.
posed
as
for it,
fuck.
nigga?
I didn't pose.
Nah, you didn't
It was
pose
like
though.
Oh, you
It
was just
was a
walking.
candid
Oh,
shot.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
That's
Jeezy
funny.
definitely.
That
I
is
mean,
very funny.
I'm looking forward to this album. From the snippet that I heard so far, it sounds good.
And I'm
I'm just he deserves his roses while he can smell them, man. We give it to Ross, Jeezy right there. So you can't say anything good about Ross and then have something negative to say about Jeezy. Jeezy deserves to be up there in that conversation. That's a fact.
Absolutely. Now, all respect to Jeezy. You know
I'm
what I'm
glad
saying?
he let it be known that this is his final album. So
That's
he ain't gotta
hold on. Do y'all
continue.
believe that?
Yes.
No, absolutely not.
I believe it.
You think it's the last one for real?
Yeah.
I want it to be his last one.
I do too.
don't
I
think
wouldn't. I wouldn't mind it,
The
but I
kids
don't think
don't.
it is.
The kids are drug users now. So
Yeah,
him
like
talking about
selling drugs. to
they
their mamas,
like, bro, we don't even know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I wanted to be the last one.
They
too.
offended
Yeah,
by
I'm-
they
I'm-
offended by Jeezy.
Yeah.
I can be offended,
Oh,
but
you
I'm looking.
sell the drugs?
Oh
you don't
my
use
God.
it? Yeah.
You're hurting our community.
Oh, so you healthy now? Nah.
Right.
God damn.
What you
Big
got
dog.
for the music break, dog? Shout out to that Jeezy.
Oh man, yeah! Shout out to Jeezy. On the music break, we talked about Thug earlier. This one off the new album. This one is called Hot, featuring Gunna. Young Thug featuring Gunna. Hot.
Was it? All right, we back, man. That was Young Thug featuring Gunna. That was called Hot. Lou, how you feel about it?
That was cool. Gunna sounded like he was half asleep, but he was going in. He do his little Gunna thing on there. I ain't mad at the song at all.
Nah, that song was banging. That was probably the hardest song on there. That beat stupid. That beat hard.
Beat bang.
The beat is banging.
I fuck with that. I just wish they was saying something, man. Just like say something. Just, if you Thug and Gunna, you making me listen extra hard to what you saying. Say something once I can hear.
What do
though.
you mean? Of substance?
Something of substance. Anything, bro. I don't mean like deep shit. I'm just talking about some clever shit.
Oh, what did Silk the Shocker talk about? You like
Silk the
him?
Shocker be ripping shit though.
What did he talk about?
Silk had deep songs. Don't do that.
Thank
He
you.
ain't talk about this damn thing.
Silk had some bars, nigga. What are you
Nigga had
talking
songs
about?
talking
Give me a
dying
Silk
and
Silk
stuff.
had some bars.
I've seen so many
I don't know about
things and wonder
bars.
why me. Nah, nigga didn't let me finish.
Because it's trash.
You ain't gonna let me finish.
It's garbage juice.
Nigga,
It's
that was half
dumpster
a
juice.
bar. You didn't let me finish.
You pulled out the wrong bar.
Rob,
what?
I ain't gonna lie to you. You
You
can't
ripped
pull
that
out
song.
Like that.
You
Yeah,
gonna tell your
that was
age
like
on
pulling out a
Silk.
revolver
Is
in a
that
machine
crazy
gun
though?
fight.
Y'all just think about what we just said.
What's that?
We talking about Silk the Shop.
Because he's a big No Limit fan, man. He always
But
gets
look
thug
though,
shit.
that's old.
It's old as fuck.
Super old.
It's 30
yeah.
years
I
old.
don't know why it was brought up. actually.
Because you cape for them.
It's crazy. Ain't it?
Man,
You got a No Limit. You got No Limit
think
sheets.
about it, like nah, we ain't even tripping about Nas and Jay-Z and everybody came before. We talking about Silk the Shop.
No Limit
Yes.
need that recognition.
Yeah.
Though.
They need their flowers.
This is a hot song, man. His whole album, I was very I'm happy that Thug put out a cohesive project for once. Like I say, on my review, you can check that out soon, coming up on our social media page. This is his most focused project, and I like it. Shout out to J. Cole for putting that direction in.
I give him props though. This is the only one I didn't cut off before it ended though. I was able to make it through this whole tape. I can't even frame. That means a lot for
J.
Young
Cole
Thug.
put this together.
It
Allegedly.
is allegedly that he's executive produced his album.
Is it in the credits?
Again, it's alleged. They didn't say it.
That's been the rumor this whole time.
That's been the rumor the
though.
whole time, yeah.
leading up to this project.
Yeah, we can't confirm nor deny.
Absolutely.
So it's not in the credits.
I don't know.
Go read them. You got titles.
I got Apple Music, nigga.
I
don't
missed
see no
it. I
credits.
ain't see it. That's why I was wondering.
All right, man. We are back again. We got the guy Oatmeal in the building. Now it's time. We're gonna talk you now at this point, man. Like, we want to know how you got to the point where you are right now. Again, over at Spinrilla, doing big things. But we're gonna back it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Born and raised in Atlanta, correct?
Facts.
What you
side?
listening to when you come up? What's the music scene like?
Tell them what's out of Atlanta
Man,
first.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
man, to the west to the east though.
West
You
side.
feel me?
Okay.
So we already know we're gonna rep that zone 6 though.
Most,
Yeah.
most.
Yeah, west to the east though. You feel me? We're gonna rep the 6 though.
They won't let me do that, man. 'Cause
They
I
won't
was
let
born
you
in
do it.
Decatur, but raised in the Swats. They hate on me every time, man.
Yeah.
I shout out everybody, man.
East
Black
Atlanta.
shows to goddamn
Young-
Camilton Road. You know
young
the
East
fuck
Atlanta.
going on.
Hey, come on, Callan Road. We in there.
You feel
Yo, west to the east, man.
What you listening to coming up, man? What's the sounds like
Man.
besides Kilo G?
Bass tapes and Kilo G, man. That's what I was on. And you know what's crazy though? And I always tell people that this funny, man, because I for a hot second growing up, I always thought Player Fly
Oh yeah.
was from the A for some odd reason. Just because the South was like, I don't know. I didn't know because I didn't know where they was from. So
Yeah.
I didn't like I was going to concerts.
Shout out
But
Memphis.
I was hearing all the, the 3-6 and Player Fly and that whole little that time, I was like, they gotta be from the A.
Yeah.
You know, so I went because I didn't get the lingo
funny.
then. So
Yeah.
I was like, he gotta be from. He sound like he from the South somewhere. He country just like
makes
me.
sense.
So, but growing up, definitely bass tapes for people who don't even know what that is. There was a tape that just had bass music on it, so you had beat in your trunk. It was really house speakers. That's what I was on. Remember, you take your mama house speakers and you
Right.
you
Put
got the
your
red and black
red and
wire.
black wire,
I'm
hook it
telling
up.
my age, but you
Yeah.
got the red and you know how to hook it up right. You got
bang
bass.
in
Yeah,
there,
you
nigga.
got that bang. You didn't
And
care what they
midgets
was
in the
saying.
trunk.
They be like, shake it, boom, boom, boom. that's what I was on.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, how did you start off with a career in music? How did somebody get to be A&Rs and working at Spinrilla and DJing all that type stuff?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I was in the band for a year. You know
TSU
what I'm
band?
saying? No, man, I ain't make it that far. At Southwest, though, I ended up eventually getting kicked out. I wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
So I like to party and kick it. So I was having fun. I really didn't care about the technique or
Right.
let's be good. I knew when I realized you can't make money being in a band, I was like, let's just have fun. You know what I'm saying? So when I got kicked out, I was about that thing. And the crazy thing about it is a guy named Kemio. He's an alpha at Tennessee State. My guy named Kemio. Yeah. So Kemio one day was DJing. That's when Go DJ was out with Lil Wayne and all them. And I'll never forget the police came to his house to try to shut it down. And everybody was out there at the little block party. And the police was right next to him. He was like, man, F the police. Go DJ. And we went crazy. And I'm like, I'm going to be a DJ. So I walked up to him as everybody went home. Because he was walking distance from the dorm room. I went to him. I was like, yo, show me how to DJ. Because, like, I was already, like, hosting, like, the freshman class, everything. So people thought I was kind of funny or whatever. So I, like, do, like, little fake comedy stuff. But I was hosting, like, the little talent shows already. And he was like, man, I'll show you how to DJ or whatever. So I used to go to the clubs and just watch him DJ. So before anybody get there, I used to just, like, practice.
Yeah.
But wasn't nobody at the club yet. And then as soon as one person walk in, he was like, all right.
Yeah,
It's time for me to rock out. They about to start letting people in. But I started rocking. And then it was a time where he had to go back to Memphis. Go back home where he's from. And he was like, can you rock out for me? I was like, I ain't got no equipment. He let me borrow his equipment, and I rocked out. And then people started booking me outside
word.
of Chemio.
That's real.
And then from there, man, I just been that. I was a DJ. I ain't had no name.
I was just about to say, what was your DJ name?
It was just Oatmeal.
Okay.
And my homegirl was like, "We gonna call you millionaire," just as a joke.
Yeah.
Cause I had like $4 in my pocket. And I was like, man, I'm a millionaire. And it was a joke to her because I kept throwing it on her.
Yeah.
$4 at her.
She was like, you millionaire. And I was like, yeah, gonna call me DJ Millionaire. And the next day it was on the flyer.
Damn.
So it wasn't DJ Oatmeal, it was DJ Millionaire. And that's how it all started.
That was the first name.
Yeah, that was the first like music get into the world. And one no more DJs because he was older than me. Remember, Chemio was a lot older than us. So when he graduated, it was me and a guy named Big Boy AJ, and we just rocked together. So he'll do a party, I'll do a party, and then until we graduated, he ended up, staying alone for a minute. But I came back to Atlanta, and I ended up getting in a class because driving too fast. It was the DUI class, but it wasn't drunk driving. It was just
Reckless drive.
Reckless driving
Yep,
class.
yep.
But I was in there with Akon's older brother Omar, and he was like, "Yo." They got a new spot, a new street where they open up club lounges there. You should DJ there because you ain't gonna be able to get in the club because you ain't hot enough yet. And I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do? He's like, come follow me when we was on our 2-hour break. So when I went up there, it so happened to be Mxtra them. They was out at the time, and they was on 255. So at that time, they needed a DJ that night.
Peter Street.
Yep, and Omar was big with them. And he was like, I got my young boy. He looked like Kane on Mental Society, man.
Ooh, that's
so
cold,
they thought
too.
it was funny. And that's how I got in, and I dapped him up. And I was like, man, I'm rocking. He was like, I'm going to give you 500. He's like, young player, you want 500? It was Meech's cousin. And I was like, hell yeah. I ain't think I only get 250 in Nashville, 150. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't never heard that. So I'm need you 2 days out. If you come tonight, though, we're going to rock out. So that night, man, I had rocked out. And it crazy enough, I was dating his Big Meech niece. So she flew from Detroit. She was in town. So when they saw her stand next to me, they was like, yeah, it's my dude. Meech came out the back. That's when Peter Street, this when the big white T-shirt was
For
out.
sure.
Yeah.
You couldn't even walk in that back unless you was BML. And she walked me
And
back
look,
there.
Cabana
And she
shit
was
back
like,
there.
me, my uncle. That's the first time I met Big Meech.
Word.
And, that's
real
how
Big
and
Meech.
I was like they permanent DJ from there.
Damn.
Yeah.
You gotta have that on your flyer. BMF used to be BMF.
Nah, I wasn't
DJ.
even BML. I'm scared.
I'm
Bro, I was
calling
nervous as hell walking back there, boy. Them folk look like they was still in prison. Boy, they had money, but they wasn't. Then nobody smiled. I'm back there like,
Ice
what's
Grill.
happening, millionaire? They was just like, yeah. Yeah,
Who is
gang.
this little nigga?
Yeah, man. Who brung him? Look like he about to tell on
Man, I think-
everybody.
I think I remember the TSU party you talking about, like on 405s on the block.
Oh, man, I
think
rocked
remember
out.
That, man.
Yeah, man. So
TJ.
that's how I got started. And from there, man, make a long story short, a guy was in there who was working for Warner. He was in there with his artist. He was the head, the VP of A&R, and his artist had already gave me a CD because he knew I was DJing. And when he walked in, the artist, I just played out. I always want to show people love.
Yeah.
And I just played this CD. That's when CDs wasn't like the computer.
Just on GP.
Yeah, I just played it, and then the artist thought I was cool to do that. He got my number, and I was working at a factory then, and then I got a call from Warner, and he was like, yo, this is such and such. I want you to come in and, be able to, have you ever been a tour DJ? I was like, nah, but I can do it. He flew me out the next day. But it's the craziest thing about that, I had to send him, your first name, last name. But I've never been on a plane. So I was 21 at the time. So I've never been on an airplane a day in my life. I had to go to my mom. And I know this sounds crazy. 'Cause I was supposed to be a thug. So I was, I'm thugging. I'm like, hey, yo, moms, you got to take me to the airport, plus walk me in and get me to where I need to go because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And she was like, where you going? I was like, New York. Girl. I have no clue.
Word.
So my mama had to shout out to my mom, though. Like,
Absolutely.
Keeping me, making
Mom
me
Duke's
feel
gonna
like
ride.
a little low-key man because she didn't even stand next to me. She kind of like,
Go.
Go that way.
pointed to what I needed to do as a young player at the time. And I flew to New York, called her as soon as I landed. Mom, I landed, and I stayed on the phone with her until I got to Warner, and that's when I met Sylvia Rome and DJ for London and Jeremiah and Trey Songz and Sean Paul and toured the world.
Damn.
And
Who was the artist?
his name was London at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we opened up
London
for Jeremiah. That's
London
when-
J?
Yeah, huh?
No.
No. He was the first London. The craziest thing though, the guy who I can't say his name because he's just being all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the guy who put me on, is the same guy who told me to go downstairs and get a new artist they was trying to sign at the time, and that artist was Drake at the time. So we was on the elevator, and then they didn't sign him that day, but he was coming to actually come in there to perform for them.
Wow.
We've been on the elevator with him, and
Yeah, because Sylvia Rome turned down. She turned around at first.
that's why you always talk about that.
Yeah.
But
That's wild.
That's who I was on the elevator, because I ended up initially being his assistant when we went on tour. I was the A&R assistant, and I ended up becoming the junior A&R.
That's fly.
So at that time, what does an A&R look like? What are you doing?
I was doing nothing. I was what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Starbucks? Would you make it a store run?
Store, whatever that was needed. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was though, like anytime I went out of town, I was a nobody, but everybody in the city knew me. So you talking about, we going because of my family and brothers and all that from the streets that. We'll go to certain places, but all the street cats would be like, "What's up, Oatmeal?" You know what I'm saying? Or a little man, or what they would call. I was short, short. So when he noticed that, he was like, "Man, who are you?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't nobody, but because of my family ties, that people know me. So he ended up just respecting me more. Plus, I stayed fly. You know what I'm saying? I always kept a little Air Force One.
For sure.
My throwback jerseys was fake, but I had them. He didn't know that. They looked real. They had the Michelin nest on.
Perception is everything.
Facts.
So it don't even matter.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Go ahead.
No, the fake jerseys back in the day, though. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it's crazy because, back in those times, I had to figure out a way to catch people's attention. So what I used to do is, because it wasn't about how smart you was, or it definitely always gonna be who you know, but how could you get their attention, right? Because it wasn't social media or nothing back then. So I used to always bring either my cousins are pretty and they had homegirls. I used to bring them with me, and I knew that the dudes was gonna like them. So when I used to go to the studio, I used to always bring my two cousins and their friends with me to make them ask me, Mill,
Right.
But I'd be like, oh, no, they're my people. But play it off cool to where they always want to invite me because they was so thugging, but I was chilling. So when I bring my cousins with me and they bring their friends, they always want to figure out who I was. And I ended up being the cool little dude.
Yeah.
That was fresh, but I was bringing the friendly females because they was thugging, so they wasn't tripping about women. And that's when it caught the A&R attention, and he made me a junior A&R. And that's how I kind of got in here because of them. My cousin is there. I'm like, man, appreciate you.
Good looking.
Yeah.
How does that turn into the CTE? Because I know you mentioned working with Jeezy.
Because so he started working with the A&R guy I was working with, him and Kinky B.
Yep.
Kinky B.
Yeah, so me and King still tight to this day. So that's how I ended up going over there and working with them over there. So they I was already with the A&R at Universal Motown. So from Universal Motown, since they connected me.
Right.
Are you still store running and all that? Are you doing more album involved?
What's your title in
I
CTE?
store run in a long
Nah, he ain't talking about now. When you got the CTE,
yeah, is that around
what
that
was
time?
you doing then?
Oh, no.
I know you ain't running to the store now. You just sent the nigga to the store. We
still
know you running to
running.
the store.
No, then I was when I was working on CTE, I was getting, so I knew since I was a DJ, I knew a lot of producers.
Right.
So I was getting beats. If I known what I know now, I would have had those producers signed to me.
Let me ask you a question. So, as far as being the A&R, describe that in layman's terms to people that ain't in the music. What you do once you got through with the store runs and what the junior A&R, what they expected for you as far as your job.
So pretty much artist repertoire. So pretty much what I did was I find the producers and songwriters, and we'd go into the studio and we'll come up with different songs and hooks and beats and so forth. And what we do is we present them to the artist or the label and stuff like that. Okay. So I used to know who was the hottest writer or who the hottest producer. Put them in a room together and we'll create something crazy. So if some artists be like, man, I want a love song, I want something gangster, we'll create that to present to them and be like, you like it? Cool, we'll cut it.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
So you said
a lot of the what is those reference tracks come from? Gotcha.
So you said you should have been knowing what you know now. You should have signed. You should have had Oatmeal Entertainment.
Man, what?
Yeah.
I'd be rich right now.
Facts.
Yeah, I'd be rich right now.
You talked about it a little bit earlier when you was at CTE and the whole situation with Jeezy and Gucci. and then you were with TIG and got the situation with Lucci and Thug. When you're on the outside and you're not actually one of the artists, but you're a part of the camp, how does it affect your movements? How do you got to play yourself? Like you can't just pull up banging. Jeezy.
Well, you know what? Yeah, it's true. You end up being loyal. That's one thing I learned about this business. Don't be loyal. I mean, be loyal as you possibly can be, but you can end up being too loyal and get trapped into it because you end up involving yourself in the beefs. And when you start involving yourself in the beefs, you're now a target. You know what I'm saying? So I think I got caught up in, at one point in time, being I was extra loyal, and I was with whatever they was with. So they ain't like him, I ain't like him either. And then it's weird because when they get cool with them again, you be like,
nah, I gotta like this
nigga.
I've been bugging this nigga.
Yeah, man. So you want to be cool now? Yeah. They gonna go to my Instagram or Twitter or something and see what the hell I done said. You know what I'm saying? So that gets weird. But I learned just to, you know, at the age I am now, it's all about business. So I just take it to business. So that's what it was when, you know, definitely when I was doing the A&R thing.
Gotcha.
How was the transition from? Did you go from CTE to TIG? Is that how it went?
I went to TIG. So this music world is tricky. So I went from working with them and to just working a job again. So I had never had a resume or, I mean, you know, as a 21 touring the world, I had, you know, we was on a tour with Sean Paul and Jeremiah. We had Birthday Sex and everybody else. So I toured the world for years. So a job wasn't even in mind. Yeah. I spent all my little money. You know what I mean? They used to give us like a $300 per diem to eat food. I was slim then. I ain't eat nothing. I just pocket that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was definitely different, you know, when we talking about back in those days. So what happened was, and when I did CTE, that was just only because of the affiliation with the A&R I was working up under. And then from there, he stopped working at Universal Motown, which led to me being fired. I was on the road. I'll never forget, I was in Oakland. And he was like, you got to figure out a way to get home.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Just like that.
Them $300 per diems come in handy then.
Man, look, and I had to stay in Oakland for like another 2-3 weeks at the artist I was working with, Time House. So I was able to come back to Atlanta.
Damn.
That's just the music industry though. So when I got back here, I just worked a regular job, but I knew I wanted to get back in. And a guy named Jay Sims, I've always, you know, that's my dog. He the one introduced me to Fly at TIG and kept bringing me around, and that's when I got the call and cranked that thing back up. I was already working with all the producers.
Okay. So I was about to say you kind of had a similar role, beats, putting some records together and stuff like that?
Yeah. Okay. And, you know, and when Fly gave me a call, I was in the condo chilling, and he was like, yo, like, I heard you was hot. Let's just make something happen before I even start paying you. I worked at TIG for 2 years for free. Nobody ever knew that. So we already had records already out. So the grind was real. Like, it looked like I was making money, but I was working on another job at the time. So I was able to, you know, take care of me, but I wasn't doing nothing. Like, I wasn't getting paid. Like, I had to. I was at work one day. I called Fly up, like, hey, big dog.
What we looking like?
Got to cross these T's, dot these I's.
You feel me? Like, give me what you can. Let's go. I got to get up out of this job. You know what I'm saying? He took care of me. And he doubled that. And, you know, that's why that loyalty was so real, man, because he didn't have to do that. So I never was loyal. I'd never be loyal to, you know, things that we signed, but more about the people who took a chance with me. And shit, we was winning. I got like 4 or 5 plaques at the house now. So
that's real.
Yeah.
Now I know you're in the studio with a lot of these cats and you moving around with a lot of the artists and stuff. I know you done probably seen some shit. What are they like in the studio, bro? Like, are people like leave me alone? They off in the cut, or they are like all into it? They fucking with you. Hey, what you think about this meal? What this sound like? Stuff like that.
See, with Jeezy, them was different. It was a learning experience. But with Lucci, them and the Quan and everybody else I work with, everybody worked differently. You know what I'm saying? You know, Lucci was that generation is more drug. You know what I'm saying? So they was smoking a lot, lean, the pills. You know what I mean? So, you know, they might be in the studio and just fall asleep, like in the booth.
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just different.
Playing that nigga in that sleep.
Knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Yeah. So it was different. But
I'll punch you in right here, bro.
like, but they'll wake up and be like, I'm ready. Be like, where you at?
Damn.
But like that was a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Just because the generation thing. But he did make magic. It was super dope because he'd be like, "Big bro, what you think?"
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, "Man, maybe we should do this." Or the crazy thing is, he'll be like, "Does this word go?" And then like they have like a little dictionaries in their phone and try to match up the words. Yeah, they be like, "This shit don't make sense. Do it, Mill." And I'm like, "Nah, they don't even mean that." You know what I'm saying? Like, so when people hear it, it ain't gonna make sense.
Right.
So to have a dictionary and to start reading the dictionary was really cool to make it. To start making stuff make sense.
Yeah.
Cause I'd be like, man, you heard what you said? Does that make sense? He'd be like, hell no, it sound good, but it don't make no sense. And I'm like, that's why they said it in the blog, man. You sound crazy. Right. So it's just a different vibe now. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah, leading rappers to read. That's always a good thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
you doing God's work, bro.
Yeah, they don't do that no more.
Yeah.
So moving on, then, how you at Spinrilla now?
Mm-hmm.
When did you know it was time to move on from TIG and start something different?
Man, we was rocking and rolling, man, and TIG was doing his thing with Rich Homie Corn, which I started with, and Lucci, and then we had a young guy named Q Money and a lot of other guys that was popping.
Q-Money.
Is he still out there?
Yeah, right now.
Damn.
Yeah, so he working on his case. I'll never forget that day when Fly hit me up and was like, "Yo," he sent me a text at 1 a.m. I hit Q Money up maybe 3, 4 in the morning. He responded in seconds, and then we had him on a plane that weekend and came down.
Coming
and
back.
next week we signed him. So, like, you know, after working in the music business from the up and down for so long, man, and I got a chance. The only reason I even did Spinrilla was only for Q Money and DeMar Jackson. I felt like everybody else was doing their thing at TIG but them two. And I was like, damn, because everybody was out of town. I was like, we need to get a platform for them to do something. So Q Money wasn't doing nothing at that time. DeMar was still, he just got on with the label, whatever, on management side. So at that time, I was like, cool, let me just take them up Spinrilla. I had did a panel with a girl that worked Spinrilla. She invited me up. I put their records on Spinrilla for free, and they popped. And I was like, yo, you know, they was like, the owner of Spinrilla was like, you know, can you bring me other artists?
Oh, word.
Yeah, and I did it, and I was like, I interned for you for however long, because I got a job. So I was working at TIG, so I didn't care about the money.
Yeah.
So I actually interned. I was like, I'm going to be an adult intern. I'm 30-something. I'm going to be an adult intern, and then if I can work for you, then cool.
Yeah.
And within a week, he was like, I don't want you to intern no more. He gave me a check for bringing in the people I bring in, and then from there, he was like, you know, I never hired anybody to do what you're going to do, but, you know, let me know. So he had an offer letter, and then he let me pick the number.
That's
But
real.
he jumped on the number so quick.
You knew you to showball
I
yourself.
said, damn.
Hate that shit.
God man, he did. He said okay
Hate
so
when they
fast.
say yeah too quick.
He was too excited about it. Like I lost.
Hate when they say
Like
yeah
I
too
wanted
quick.
him to be like,
I don't know if I can do it.
yeah, man. Bro was like,
not really
no,
sure
bro
if this is
did.
gonna go.
Bro say, yeah, we can do this now. I'm like,
Kiss my ass. Yeah. I ain't know Spinrilla. So they down here? That's their base?
Yeah, they in Atlanta, man. I always been low key. It's only 4, like what, maybe 5 of us work for Spinrilla.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, man. So it's like maybe over 30, 40 million subscribers.
Word.
Yeah, so it's going crazy.
What's the title over there, man?
So I'm the SVP.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm the SVP at Spinrilla, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
I pretty much work in the culture. You know, that I always explain to people, man. So, you know, it's a tech company. So
Right.
it's not a music business. It's not nothing. It's a tech company. It's
Very smart.
people
sir.
always get it confused. Like we in the tech world.
Right.
And the tech world is what's running things.
Facts.
And what it is, you know, a lot of these labels and stuff is trying to figure out how can we get their users, but they ain't gonna give up their information.
Gotcha.
Got to work for that, right? So I'm able to get in there and say, cool, you know, so we won't be confused about people saying, oh, they taking our culture. I come in and be able to help that out and be able to connect with our culture.
It is.
And be able to help out the artists who need to get on these certain platforms. Somewhat Jay-Z doing. So to make it happen. So I got in, I figured it out, I studied it, and I'm able to help a lot of these underground artists who's trying to pop. And, you know, artists, just the name who came through Spinrilla when nobody knew who they was. Let's name 6ix9ine. Let's name Lil Baby. Let's name Dub Baby. We can name shit Old Town Road. Lil Nas X. He was tweeting us years ago. That same exact song that y'all hear today that made him a rich person. We been had that. So we can name every artist. Money Man.
So you the nigga they need to send the links to. They need to flood your DM with the links. Ask the nigga, okay, y'all send the links to me. Y'all send the links to him.
Because we got the technology to push.
Gotcha.
Because I was just about to ask you, man, nowadays when you think mixtapes, bro, the line between mixtapes and albums is so blurred.
Who knows what they are?
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know what like a Dat Pill for a Spinrilla doing to kind of stay afloat, because you never know. But when you put it in the terms of it being a tech company and thinking more of that perspective, that I get it now, though. That
the artists trick you with the whole mixtape. Yeah, they know that the album might not do good.
Right. So they say, "Oh, it's just a mixtape."
Yeah. So what they do is they'll put out the mixtape. The person who does it the best was Gotti. They'll put out the mixtape, and whatever song pop, he end up taking it off.
That's the single.
And that's the single. You realize you go to the mixtape on the site.
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And that end up being a single, and it end up being on Apple Music, iTunes, and stuff like that. And that's how it all got started. And then, so if it does do well, they snatch it, and then, hey, my
build
album.
around that.
Yeah. That's smart.
So
got the
that's
numbers.
why, yeah, there you go. And that's how it all happened.
What's next for Mill, man?
Man, you know what? I'm going to stick with Spinrilla because I feel like I can help a lot of artists that need the help. I love this music industry. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want a label. Everybody asks me about doing a label. It's a headache. I think right now with this tech world, I think the tech is really taking over. I have my own company called Art District Agency as well as like a management company. So I work with a lot of artists like Tino, signed to certain publishing companies and so forth. So I'm going to keep doing my thing with my own company. But if I can grow Spinrilla on the branding side and the marketing side and be able to help other young artists to pop, you know, we don't even care for the recognition. We're just happy like to see them go crazy.
Absolutely.
It's always dope to us because we're going to make our money. So we happy.
When Spinrilla ready to start them exclusive podcasts, tell them to holler at us.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because we finna.
See, there we
it's
go.
funny you say.
You ain't, don't say no more. You ain't got to say no more.
No, we the new building. I don't know if some people know about. It's gonna be the department store.
Yeah,
it's right on Edgewood. So that'll be open sometime in December.
That's gonna be a new.
Yeah, that's gonna be our new office. So we're gonna have a rooftop, the office. We're gonna have the event center, but the downstairs is gonna be a actual studio media room. Nice. And we are starting a podcast.
So they already got our set ready.
Yeah, I mean the crazy thing about it is we don't have anybody to say okay. So a lot of the interviews and stuff that we do have on the YouTube stuff I've been doing, I don't even like doing it. I just do it just to get it going, but we are gonna have something real dope, and one of the owners definitely want to do a podcast. Yeah. So the invitation to you guys is, once we get that thing cracking, I think that'll be really dope. Definitely with the artists, and I always tell people, content rules the continent.
100%.
So if you guys able to come through and do something real dope, and we be able to brand, you guys logo, you guys brand with Spinrilla, I think it'll be fire.
Fantastic.
There it is, man.
Your own content.
Throw the social medias out there for the underground hip hop heads out here listening.
Oatmeal _2 cup Millie. Y'all already know what time it is.
That's facts.
There it is. Don't go nowhere though. We're gonna come back from this music break, man. Then we're gonna close it out. All right.
Rock out.
What we got?
Yeah, speaking of underground hip hop heads, all my hip hop heads know this group. They are back. Little Brother have a new album that dropped yesterday, and this song is called Black Magic. Make It Better.
Let's hear it. We are back. That was Little Brother. How you feel about their latest joint?
I like the whole album, actually. This was one of the better songs on the album. It was kind of like started off slow, and then this kind of picked it up as far as them spitting in the bars. I'm a Little Brother fan. Mxtra one of my favorite albums, so I'm fucking with it. Yeah,
I actually like this. This sounds like Little Brother in 2019 and not trying to be modern. You understand what I'm saying? It sounds like they throwback sound but not dated. Yeah. So if you're a fan of their joints, you should have no problem fucking with this. So the song was fire.
Yeah,
Facts.
shout out to little brother Fonte, Big Pooh, man, the whole North Carolina. I'm glad to hear them back, man. This was very refreshing to hear, so I was happy to hear it.
Absolutely, man. Let's get to this question of the week before we get ghosts. We talking Vince Staples. The North Long Beach MC has signed a new record deal with Motown Records, leaving Def Jam after 5 years with the historic label. Now, Def Jam is on their 4th president in just the last decade, and one of their biggest artists, Jeezy, is hanging it up. Has Def Jam lost its juice?
Yeah, I don't think that they do enough culture-wise. And what I mean by culture-wise, not just having artists sign. Like, you have boutiques like Complex that give you a whole lot of content, and then other people following and they lead, whether they be as big as Complex or smaller. So much content out there, and all Def Jammers do is continue to hit you with artists. So I think that they have to do more to develop their artists out and make people more accepting of them in the social media area. So until then, people like Vince Staples going to keep leaving.
Yeah, they roster, if you look at their roster, they still got some names.
Yeah,
but
2 Chainz still.
Yeah, for sure. Kanye and all, there's some big names. Don't do that.
That boy Chip there.
Yeah, for sure. So, but if you look at it, though, the reason they was popping in the 90s like that is because it wasn't as much competition nowadays. Like, you ain't got to go to Def Jam no more if you want to pop. You can go to TDE.
Especially with Vince.
You can go to, that's what I'm saying. But there's 100 different places you can call home and still do your thing, and you don't need a Def Jam anymore. So that's the reason that cachet is not the same as it was when it was X and LL and all the big-ass names on the label, even though they roster is still solid, though.
I'm going to tell you the problem with Def Jam, and I've talked to somebody in the industry recently who shall remain nameless. Def Jam don't have any people of color in the building. They don't have anybody who can identify with the culture. They don't have anyone who is about the culture. They don't have anyone who knows the history of the culture. All they want to do is make money off the culture. And when you don't have people who are in it, entrenched in it, people who look like myself and you guys, then you run into these problems because they don't know how to pitch things. Think about the difference when L.A. Reid was there. L.A. Reid knows what's up. He knows he's from the culture. He's had the impact worldwide off the culture.
Jay-Z too.
And the people in the building now have no clue.
Damn.
It's a numbers game now.
Yeah.
So they're not going out there, going in the streets and finding out who's hot. They just looking at
analytics.
What's his name?
Yeah.
What's his Instagram?
Yeah.
How many followers he got?
Yep.
So it's no passion in it. It's just like somebody who cooks food, man. Y'all want something quick, or you want me to really put my soul into this?
Yeah.
And they don't have anybody who care enough about their artists, who care enough about the fans to make a change.
They need to do what Fly from TIG and P and Coach K doing from QC. They going in. One thing I will always respect from TIG and Fly is these artists that did make it at TIG and these artists that did make it QC. They didn't have 1 million followers. I remember when Trinidad James, nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
We say Rich Homie Quan, they hated his sound, they hated how he rapped. But Fly them developed these artists, and look what they at now. Lucci, regardless, you can say if they hot or not now, those guys are millionaires now. You feel me? And Fly them, even the new artists they have now over there at TIG that some people might not even know about. They from the ground, the bottom, the mud. QC with the Migos and all the artists they had. Even if you go to a site and listen to them, hopefully you guys get a chance to interview them, they'll be able to tell you like they still do the old school ways of developing these artists. Yeah, to be able to talk and so forth. And sense. So it's not numbers, and they're actually A&Ring and bringing it back to the old days, but not using not using old tactics. Right. And I think that's what Def Jam is probably failing at. They're getting all the older guys who do not have a clue what the younger generation like, and that's where they're losing at. It's always good to keep some of the old tactics, but for sure you can't keep doing the same thing you did when Ja Rule then was popping. It's gonna be dated.
I heard, to your point, I heard P and Coach K, they was on Breakfast Club, and P said most of the new compilation that just dropped is from their artists, people that they just been working with in the studio. This got songs that ain't usually gonna get heard, but I throw that QC on there. Now people gonna listen to them. So now I got the next wave out the Baby, out the Migos, ready to gear up and getting ready for that.
They got a young cat, Wire and Duke.
They were talking about Marlo, Duke. I like Duke, the dude from Memphis.
Yeah, I like that one song. You got going crazy.
Vibe, man.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I like that, boy.
Yeah,
that's hard. Most definitely, man. Hey, what you got on for the music, dog? What's coming out?
Last week we had a lot of music. Last week we had talked about Young Thug, So Much Fun. ASAP Ferg had Floor Seats.
That's banging too.
Yeah. Young Thug and ASAP are both banging.
No, just ASAP though.
Nah, you're crazy. Young Thug is the best album of the week so far to me. Quality Control just came out with a million songs.
That's
I haven't got
banging
through
too.
all of them. And Currency came out with Hot August Nights as well.
That
which
was
also
some
good. No, I liked it.
Nah, it didn't
speak
do
for
nothing.
yourself.
It didn't do nothing for me.
Speak for yourself. So this week, we actually have a lot of music coming out this week. And we just talked about Little Brother, which came out yesterday as well. This week, Jeezy. We talked about Jeezy, TM104.
Yeah.
Rhapsody is coming out with Eve. We have Landstrip Chip coming out from my point of view, Reloaded.
Eastside Zone 6.
Yeah, we got Jadena coming back out with 85 to Africa.
That's gonna be dope.
We have no culture on this. Man. See what I have to deal with.
Yeah.
Trader Truth is coming out with Exhale. And my look for the week that what I'm really looking forward to is St. John coming out with Ghetto Lenny's Love Song.
Do you
I'm
think
interested in
he's
hearing
alright?
that.
You think
St.
St.
Nah,
John alright?
I fuck with him.
Nah,
He had a listening party that went
They went
nuts.
I fuck with him though.
He
You
done
like
had
him?
A lot of hype around him. He better
Man,
perform
I'm
once he come out.
scared as an artist. I don't know if I want that type of hype.
Man, niggas
Man,
been
every song that
pumping
he
him.
dropped has been
Fire
good.
though.
It's
He
been
3 for
good.
3, 4 for
Yeah.
4, man. Like
That song with
yeah.
Meek hard as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean,
machine behind
Yeah.
him, boy.
yeah. I mean, ever since he got with Biggs, they've been doing their thing. So
Okay.
shout out to
Absolutely.
Biggs. Yeah.
Rock and roll. I like
Yeah,
that.
so those are what I'm definitely looking forward to those.
All right, man. Of course, we always do an On Deck of the Week at this time, but hey, it's the guest, goddamn it. It's Oatmeal for coming through. We appreciate you sliding.
Yeah.
I thought that was a Duval.
I gotta
Man,
get him
one
back.
of over with.
I had to wait to the end because I know you got them shots. So I had to wait to the end when you ain't gonna be able to get me back. Y'all the end to wrap up. We out. We out. No weekend,
What
so
you got
we
on
done.
deck for the weekend, Lou?
Nothing. I'm done. What you got on deck?
Nah, I'm chilling, man. Hey, I'm prepping this Madden tournament. I'm ready. What we got, about 2 weeks?
Shout out Dead End Sports in the Madden tournament.
Hey, I'm ready, goddamn it. I'm getting that trophy first place.
You playing with Green Bay?
Nah, I don't think. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to get the Texans.
You picked your team already? You
Texans.
gotta pick.
They don't do
So
random.
Pick the Texans. Now you gotta pick your team.
Nah, pick your squad.
And if your team and somebody else
Yeah.
the same when y'all get there, y'all still gotta flip for it.
Man, you're not good anyway. It doesn't matter who
not
you
good?
finna pick.
Who?
That nigga like he down about it. Nigga.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna sit at home all weekend and play like you, and I'm still gonna wax your ass. Pause.
What you got on deck, bro?
I'm just doing a lot of work this weekend. Pretty much just working on my craft as you should work on yours.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? just doing that. A lot of stuff.
Mill, where you at this weekend, bro? You got anything popping?
Just hanging out with somebody, mom.
No doubt, man. Again, hey, holla at us on Instagram at OndeckTV Podcast. Don't forget the Patreon. We got brand new album reviews up right now. Patreon.com/Realville.
And check your feed for a brand new episode of Snow School. We covered the next 3 episodes that were in line. 2 more episodes of that left. Make sure y'all stay on deck for it. We appreciate you checking it out.
Also,
Absolutely.
check your feed for the written reviews by yours truly. That's coming up. Young Thug is up next, dropping that tonight.
We got
sir.
content for everybody, man. Check those feeds, man. And holla this next week.
We out.
Peace.